Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Doug Censor Martin's at it again, leaking all of the challengers rosters going into next season. Gunless spotted on one of them. Many things happening as well across so many different regions. But also, Censor's talking about Activison banning him from their recent tournaments for apparently harassing Nadia in all the drama we saw a couple of weeks ago. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that one. Don's dropping something or other pretty soon. I don't know if he did another music video or whether he just got, I think he did a vlog or something, which is coming soon for his time in Texas there for the event. So definitely looking forward to that one. And this just real quick to mention, there may still be time by the time you guys are watching this video to enter this Empire hat signed by Shotzzy and Crim. Only a few of these probably exist. And yeah, basically if you, I think he wants like and retweet or follow retweet or something, and then he's going to do a winner. So maybe some of you guys have entered this. There may still be time before he announces the winner, I'm not sure, but yeah, still a pretty good collector's item, really, because the Dallas Empire, despite all its great branding, doesn't unfortunately exist anymore. This quickly for Modern Warzone, because apparently Infinity Ward is listening to some feedback. Now, personally, I expected them to listen to precisely zero feedback, so the fact that they're listening to any, I suppose, could be a positive. But apparently they've changed how the camera works for the third-person modes to only swap to first-person when ADSing with the scope magnification of 4 times or higher. So, like, I don't know. To me, this seems like an absolutely tiny deal, but seemingly they've listened to something at least, and maybe that's the slippery slope where they listen to feedback on the third-person mode ADS stuff, and now they're going to add dead silence as a perk. I personally doubt it, but look, stay tuned, because at least they've potentially changed something and announced they're going to change something based on feedback from the beta, so maybe they could bring themselves to change something else in due course as well. Let's talk about challengers rosters then, because Doug Censor Martin has been leaking everything. This is one of them, though, confirmed by Adept Club. Welcome to the professional Call of Duty roster. Yeez, Fire, Gintroid, and Exotic. Pretty good team for sure. I guess Fire is no longer a thing. It's, well, you can actually see on his jersey here it's Fire 40, but yeah, Fire 40 is no longer a thing. It's just Fire full time now. So that's kind of a shame, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose. And yeah, that's the roster of 4 that they are running with. Now, Doug on stream yesterday I thought was hilarious, really. It's actually not long at all until Modern Warfare 2, by the way. But he comes out and just straight up leaks the spreadsheet of all the teams. And within a couple of seconds is like, hang on, I probably shouldn't have done that. And he feels a bit bad for it, clearly. But I mean, look, Doug did it. He leaked it. So what am I going to do? Not talk about it? Like, here we go.
So like these, or actually, I probably shouldn't do this. No, I shouldn't do this. If you clipped it, then I shouldn't be doing this. I feel like there's a lot of announcements that need to be had here. So please keep that low key. I shouldn't be doing that. That's on me. For sure. Because there's things that need to be announced there. But I'm looking at this competition. I'm going to just talk about it. I don't want to like show it on stream though.
So this is what he brought up before realizing, yeah, actually I probably shouldn't do this, but it was a good spreadsheet here that was getting built, because we can see on the left-hand side, there are many academy teams on the way. Florida Academy, LAG Academy, Rokkr Academy, Boston Academy, and then London Academy are here as well, and all these other teams also. So let's just dive into this. Firstly, I just wanted to look at London Academy, because apparently Hamza and Venom are on that team. We thought that maybe Scraps would be there, but I don't believe Scraps is elsewhere on this list, so he may still be there as the substitute for London. But Venom also makes sense in that role, just because, like, Paulx and Venom, if Paulx is, as we expect him to be, the flex player for London, having Venom on the potential bench for London could make sense as well, and maybe Scraps will be there, maybe he won't. So that's one thing. But yeah, interesting to see many academy teams being formed. We already know that Boston are a thing, right? Doug, Kremp, formerly known as, like, Volants or whatever his name used to be now, but yeah, Kremp, I guess. Shawnee and Beans, that's the team before there. Then the Rokkr Academy, so Fame, Rael we expected, and then GodRx and Panda. This is pretty interesting to see GodRx back in business on the Rokkr, just because, yes, I believe Fame is going to be the only technical substitute for the Rokkr, as in he's the only one signed to a subcontract, but and I think the other academy players maybe don't have to be paid the same salary, or exactly how it works there, compared to a substitute that's kind of bound by league terms. But still, having GodRx related with Rokkr, because you guys remember back in Modern Warfare, GodRx was a very good player for a time for the Minnesota also to Rokkr before things went badly wrong and he got kicked out of the league. So maybe there's a chance for Godorix to get back in, just how, for example, Bracker's got back in from a couple of years out the scene. Now he's going to be on the Florida Mutineers. Speaking of the Florida Mutineers, Dave, Paddy, Capstol, Gravity, and Hixie, apparently the Florida Academy. That's a pretty big notable team here, right? With Capstol stepping in from the Boston kind of team last season now to this squad alongside Dave, Paddy. So definitely there's some interesting pieces that Florida could pick up there if they wanted to. And having both Dave, Paddy, and Gravity, they're getting back to their best, Florida, with picking up 2 ARs on one team or 2 main ARs on one team. But maybe they can make it work together. And in fairness, LAG, something similar maybe. So Joe Deceives, we expect that to be their sub. He, of course, the 0 pro points, and even Blast and Morks and these guys in a similar boat because they didn't just compete last season, right? And they're coming back from, in Morks' case, Halo, in Blast's case, Warzone, and in Joe Deceives' case, he just turned 18, so he didn't get the chance to compete last year. But yes, Assault, Diamond Con, Exceeds. Now, worthy of note, of course, is the fact that Team Ghosty, Pristini, Pentagram, and Gunless, not associated as it stands with any organization. So that pretty much rules out, if this is the case, Gunless from being in contention for any of these teams. We believe, as a result of this, Gunless has signed a sub spot somewhere because he's talking about moving to New York, and therefore, for that to be the case, we expect it to mean that he's obviously signed a contract somewhere to get his visa sorted and everything that he was concerned about. But Team Ghosty apparently is not, they're not like LAG Academy or anything. So what exactly does this mean? Does it mean that Gunless's organization, if he is associated with one, is probably not any of Florida, LAG, Rokkr, Boston, or London? That probably could be read between the lines regardless. But then you look at New York, they're based in Texas. You look at OpTic, they're based in Texas. Kind of slims down the options for Gunless in terms of his potential spot next season. Maybe a Seattle, but even they're based in Texas, so it doesn't make any sense either. So yes, these are some of the teams, and the most notable that Chrome points out here in his article. So we saw this, or well, just a tweet really, but yeah, we looked at these 3, 4. This is another one, Wardy, Johnny, Aqua, Cryptic. So yeah, Wardy we think is going to be the New York substitute, so that's one to keep your eyes on. Gunless on a different team, so he rules out New York. And then Saints running it back here with Mohawk, Desi, and Blast, and Fellow's going to keep going for now with Royalty, Geo, and Dark Scythe, just because, you know, Fellow, we think, is he going to call it a day? Is he going to try and do coaching or whatever? So yeah, good job, Doug, at leaking absolutely everything. And there were some good replies to this because Vickle says, who is that Joe Deceives guy? Why does he only have 0 pro points? Hacker, question mark, just trolling it all a bit here because yeah, Joe Deceives, we expect to be a pretty good player next season, but the fact that LAG are taking a chance on him as their substitute is questionable to many because he's not like he's proved that much. He just played ranked play last season and was a demon of the ranked play ladders. He's not exactly like a Ryan Bacardi, but he's not too far away, at least in some people's estimations. And even Doug was getting roasted a bit for this because I think Wiggs here was putting this together. Damn, Doug using my sheet that I haven't dropped yet due to teams not announcing. Classic Doug, right? So, I mean, yeah, pretty funny stuff. He did feel a little bit regretful, but he still leaked it at the end of the day. And even Gunless says this, so maybe he's frustrated with the fact that his team got leaked because I'm sure a lot of these announcements were coming shortly. But yeah, Doug's leaked everything, so congratulations yet again. Now, speaking of Doug, he was in some more drama last night on, once again, the Nadia stuff is still going on. So Call of Shame come out with this. Activision stopped Censor exposing Nadia. I believe Censor was stopped from exposing permanently banned Warzone and attention-driven TikTok and Nadia. This is a scandal. Like, I don't understand these accounts, but whatever. Like, clearly some outrageous content and videos. And Doug just says, look, straight up, this is fake news. I wanted to make a troll video and validate Nadia as the content genius she's been over the last few months. Sorry if this makes a catch a hacker committed. Sorry if this makes the catcher hacker community upset, but I'm really not that sorry, right? So basically saying that the reason why he didn't expose Nadia was not because Activision tried to shut it down, but just because he didn't really have any proof and he thinks that she is legit, but just did all this, you know, the proposal drama about it that we saw a while ago. And yeah, maybe it didn't end so well for Doug, but maybe Doug's got bigger goals here in mind. And he's talking about Nadia as this content genius, right? Because she knows what she's doing as well as Doug does in terms of, you know, playing up to this whole, oh, am I a cheater thing to get more viewers? So I'm sure Doug respects that to a certain extent, and he even goes on to say this: when it comes to making content around catching cheaters, you've got to make sure you have indisputable evidence. When we exposed ranked play Vanguard cheaters, the program was the indisputable evidence. These clickbait videos trying to stretch how people hack never ends well. Now, he also went on to say this, which he then deleted, and I think a couple of you guys screenshotted this and pointed it out to me because I think a lot of us saw this and thought, yeah, this is going to get deleted. Also, Activision did block me from competing in the 100k Fortunes Keep tournament because Nadia was playing in it. They said I harassed her. I found that quite hysterical, to be honest. So, I mean, yeah, what about this tweet from Doug right here? He's at it again. So, yeah, the Fortunes Keep tournament was going down this past weekend, coinciding with the Black Ops 2 throwback, and it was that Las Vegas Legion team that came second in the entire tourney. But Doug was meant to play in it, apparently, and Nadia was playing, and therefore they banned him from playing because apparently he harassed her, which I don't really see any good evidence for. I don't really understand exactly where this is coming from. I know that, okay, Doug did call her out a little bit, but it definitely is interesting the fact that that is the case, if this is the case. I mean, Doug deleted this tweet probably just because maybe Activision, you know, would have told him not to make this public, or maybe like he really shouldn't be making this public anyway, but he did it earlier today with all the rosters, so he might as well do it for this as well. And basically just suggesting here that Activision now have him on a list of players that they don't particularly like. So this is also quite interesting for potential further implications. If Activision are, probably the only reason why they blocked him is because Nadia was playing in it, and they don't want the two playing in the same tourney. Not exactly sure why, but also does this mean that now Censor's kind of on a certain list that Activision have, that's like this guy, we're not so sure about him, just because he is a substitute on one of their rosters in the CDL, and usually when these changes happen, a lot of these roster acquisitions are pending league approval, and sometimes you've seen in other leagues where players kind of get blacklisted by the organization that runs the league. I'm not sure that's going to be the case here with Doug, and I doubt it would be the case. I don't think there's good reason to do that anyway. If he was to get, let's say a starting team, or let's say a 16th team comes in, or new teams come in, they want to give him a spot as a starting player, and then Activision, the CDL veto the move just because they don't like him because he harassed Nadia or something. You don't really know what the further implications of this could be. Hopefully nothing serious. But also a little bit strange because I think that Doug and Nadia actually kind of get on behind the scenes. Like, they talk and stuff like this. They seem to be on relatively friendly terms. What I always wonder here is, like, do they ask Nadia, like, what she thought, whether he should be banned? And they're like, I don't know. Maybe if they'd have asked her, she'd have probably said, I don't really mind. I don't know. Maybe that's just me reading between the lines a little bit, but I kind of doubt that she would have been, ban this guy. Like, I really hate him or whatever. Maybe he would, but still, it's a question mark. So, yeah, intrigued your thoughts in the comment section below. Bit of a strange one, and even Doug goes on to say this, that, he could have milked all the money from that video that he did, the truth about Nadia, but he actually put a song in the end, which meant that he didn't get any of the revenue. So, yeah, I know the game, and I know my intentions. Don't be a sheep emoji. So, yeah, good stuff from Doug yet again, but just thought I'd kind of clarify that. Now, when the tournament comes out, certainly looking forward to this possibility. We talked about this recently when all the drama was happening, Chrono Pros in the CDL versus Warzone Pros, and whether it would be possible as soon as the game launches to just jump straight into some matches, search and destroy, hardpoint, whatever it is, when the game is fresh, no one has a great understanding yet to the bomb sites, the rotations, the line of sight. Just go in and have a test of pure raw skill between the CDL pros and the Warzone pros, and then hopefully get some adequate results to satisfy both elements of the community. Well, maybe one side more than the other, depending on how things turned out. But yeah, hopefully that's a possibility to get set up when the game launches. Certainly would very much enjoy seeing it. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Just the final thing to touch on here from Slasher, because obviously Slasher has this whole thumbs up gimmick, which started back in Modern Warfare time, when things would go wrong and he would just drop the thumbs up, because it's kind of like a passive aggressive way to say, like, oh yeah, great job lads, but really being sarcastic about it. Now, I don't actually think, a lot of people were reporting on the fact that, like, people are trying to cancel the thumbs up emoji. I don't actually know if this is legitimate or not, because often this will happen and these organizations or these media outlets report that they're trying to do that, but the reality is it was just people on Reddit or 4chan just joking around, and therefore, they get people to believe it. So, like, I don't really think the thumbs up emoji is actually going anywhere, but as Sasha says, there's no way it drops the thumbs up as well. So hopefully we continue to see that over the coming seasons. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Tell us YouTube gods, this is a good video. I'd also like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you as always. Take care, and I'll see you next time.